Hi, guys. My name is Gabrielle Chisholm, and I'm coming today to talk to you about co teaching collaboration. So, my personal setting that I'm teaching in right now is I have a sixth grade language arts class. My students range from ages 11 through 12. And right now, I have an inclusion class with six students that have an IEP. So, why do we collaborate, or why is collaboration purposeful? Collaboration is when two or more people or an organization come together for the purposes of sharing ideas and working to achieve one common goal. So, collaboration is so important because we have to learn as teachers that some things are just more effective when they are done together. And we may be a subject matter expert in our content, but not a subject matter expert in how to modify or accommodate students. So that's where our co-teacher comes in, and it is so helpful for us because then we are able to educate more effectively at a whole new level. So we use collaboration to effectively use grouping strategies, support teachers, provide in-class support, and support gifted students as well as students with IEPs. So I'm not going to read this whole slide for you, but this is the sixth grade ELA informational writing standard. And I kind of want to break it down to you so you see how it kind of fits in with the informational writing unit. So our standard is for students to be able to write an informative slash explanatory text to examine a topic and convey ideas, concepts, and information through selection, organization, and analysis of relevant content. So, as we teach it, often we will teach how to write introductions. And then at the beginning of the year, we already teach them how to write well constructed paragraphs by using tweet. And then we go and we teach them how to write conclusions. So my co-teacher will come in and help me kind of modify this content where my students are able to write a informational paper. So oftentimes students struggle with how to introduce a paper. It's the introduction that they struggle with. So if we spend the appropriate amount of time teaching them how to write that introduction, where it is clear, concise, and provides something for them to follow, they are typically able to do B, which is develop the topic with relevant facts, definition, concrete details, quotations, and other information, examples examples. And that's where they do that with their body paragraphs. So in C, we see they use appropriate transitions. With that, that's where my co-teacher would come in and we would both provide anchor charts, and she helps me with that. So using precise language and domain specific vocabulary to inform about or explain the topic. For those students with IEPs, that's where my co-teacher would come in. She can provide them with word banks. She can just provide them with extra instruction or um, even charts and graphs, things for them to follow. Establish and maintain a formal style. That's when we all go in and we look at how are we writing, what are some things that we can fix. And then we all go teach providing a concluding statement. So we teach specifically just conclusions. So after I teach conclusion whole groups, my co-teacher can go back and remediate that. And me as the content knowledge teacher and as the general ed teacher, I can go in and accelerate my students that already understand conclusions at an even deeper level. So, an informational writing unit. Teaching informational writing to a co-taught class can be really challenging because it takes intense planning and differentiation in order to ensure that each student has the opportunity to be successful. When dissecting the standards, students need to understand how to introduce a topic, develop a topic, as well as write a concluding statement. Now, when we're considering something such as milestones, they may count off for them not having those transitional phrases, but some of those students are still able to get a two or maybe even a three if they know how to do those three things effectively. So, students often struggle with writing a clear, concise paper or introduction because they struggle with how to start because writing is often difficult, not to just students with IEPs, but writing can often be difficult for every student. So they definitely need more support. So why do I personally need my co-teacher? The coach Me as the teacher, I'm the subject matter expert, but my co-teacher is the expert when she's helping me plan the lesson to tailor it towards my students that need modifications or accommodations without me having to stop the lesson for my general ed class. She is able to tell me exactly what I need to tailor it for my other students so that they can be successful as well. I bring the content level knowledge and she helps me on another level with accommodating. So she is able to pull those students that struggle in small group and remediate. And I am then able to accelerate for my students that can dive a bit deeper. So, our overarching goal is for all of my students to be able to write a clear, concise introduction that will lead them through the body paragraphs. My students will learn to write body paragraphs by using Tweet, which is a strategy that we use throughout the year. My students will be able to use transition words to help their paper to flow more effectively. And my students will be able to write a conclusion paragraph that properly ties up their paper. So, these are some of the key materials provided by my co teacher. She provides us with introduction strategy charts, and I help her with that because, like I said, writing introduction is content level knowledge that I help her with, and then she provides the accommodation and the appropriate supports for my students. Conclusion strategy charts, a Venn diagram, transitional phrases anchor chart, and models appropriate for small groups that students are able to follow. So my inspiration, as you can see, my picture says team. So together, everyone achieves more. So I am inspired by co-teaching collaboration because I know that it is effective when done appropriately. I've learned that when writing is broken down properly, it can be a lot less frustrating for my students. Co-teachers can remediate as I accelerate. This is a lesson that is very important in my ELA class. As I continue to do this better, I see that every student in my class is receiving rigor and instruction needed to be successful. I enjoy teaching you about co-teaching collaboration today, and I would invite you to look at it at even a deeper level and use it to the best of your ability. Thank you.